Welcome to part 4 of this multi-part series on how I created this mixed media work. Today we're going to take the pastel that I did in the previous video and transfer that to a jelly plate, and in turn transfer that to the paper, as well as we're going to work with the kanji today. Okay, so now I have my pastel, and I'm going to transfer that to this paper, and I'm going to do that using a gel plate. So this is the gel plate that I'm going to use. I purchased this, I believe, on Amazon, and there are various sizes. This is like one of the largest sizes they have, which is a 12 by 14 inch. Okay, and so this is what the gel plate looks like. And you can actually buy them custom made, the size you want. But what I've done is I've actually put it on a piece of plexiglass. It just sticks there and easy to remove. And this way I can register. This is going to be my register. And I've already done a registration where I know I want to go 2.5 inches this way, and I want to go 3 inches this way to the edge of this. Take the pastel and you just put the pastel on top. So I'm going to corner it to the gel plate, and I'm just going to rub it on. All right, and let's see if it's transferred. Yeah, see there? There's still the image. There's still the basic ghost of the pastel. It's actually more than a ghost, so I could do this multiple times if I want. But now it's transferred onto my plate. Again, I messed up the registration, so let's do that. It's about right. You can see 3.5 is sort of the bottom portion of this, and 3.5. Yeah, I think that's going to work out just fine. Okay, I'm going to transfer this just using a Liquitex basic medium. It's just a matte gel medium, and brayer this on. And all you do is just put, just dump some of this medium on here, and then try to distribute it as evenly as possible. I'm just going to evenly distribute it. Try to go as quickly as I can because I don't want it drying on me, but I don't want too thick. Using a light touch, lighter and lighter touch as I brayer it on. And I think that's a nice cover there. Okay. Time to register the paper. Like I said, I have this register here. There we go. Put it on. Use my brayer, lightly touch it. Try to feel it with my hands, make sure there's no bubbles in there. Okay, I'm just going to put a weight on it. I'll use a stack of magazines I have. I'm just going to let it sit there for 10 minutes, and then we'll pull it off, see what we get. Okay, 10 minutes has passed. It's time to see how well this worked out. Fingers crossed. The big reveal. And let's see. I don't want to rip the paper, so I'm going as slow as I can. There's a little bit of pull on the paper, but it's not bad. Okay. So now I've transferred the image onto the paper. It came out pretty good, actually pretty dark. There's a little bit of pull here and there, but that doesn't matter because, again, this is mixed media. We're going to be working on it some more. Looks pretty squared up. I told you the edges would show up, but the image itself has now been transferred to the paper. It gets us started on our next journey. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this kanji somewhere like this. And what I did is I just took a copy of it on the Xerox and then pasted it to just regular card, and I'm going to cut it out with a X-Acto knife and we'll have our stencil. So I'll be right back with that. So I took the kanji that basically says white pine, and I cut it out. You can see it a little bit better here, the kanji, and that'll go approximately in this area. So the way I'm going to do that is I want to print that on there, also using a gel print. So I have a smaller gel print here, and this one will work just fine. It's good enough size for what I need. One thing you also notice is that these gel prints that I have, they're actually not totally clean. That leaves some texture sometimes, so I don't always totally clean them. So we'll bring this back. Right now, I'm going to print that on. So I got to print it on backwards. So I'm gonna put the stencil on, and I'm going to use some acrylic lamp black. I'm going to go black, and then I can lighten it up later on when I start working on it from when I do the mixed media type work on it. So I'm just going to use that stencil, and I'm just going to paint directly on my plate here. And hopefully some of these brush strokes show up and I get some texture out of it. But you know, in printmaking, you never know what you're going to get. Experience kind of shows you some different things that you get, but gives you an idea. But I'm going to put it on fairly heavily. So we're going to let this dry. Okay. Yeah, so you can see some of this brushwork and texture that this is made by me brushing it on and loosely brushing it on. So I'm going to let it dry. This needs to dry before I can put it onto the painting there. So I'll be back in about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. Okay, so the paint has dried, and now I'm going to transfer it over to my painting, and I'll be doing the same thing as I did before, where I'll be applying some acrylic medium. Same process. sure I got a nice even distribution of the medium. Okay, the only difference here is now I'm going to place this pretty much kind of where I'd like it to be. So I think this is a good spot for it because I do want it to overlap. Let's put it right there. I have plastic on top of my gel plate so I can touch it like this. Press it on and put a little weight on it. Here we go. Now just let it sit there for 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes are up, so let's take a look and see how well this worked. Hopefully we can see that, yep, it transferred. See that? Oh, a little bit of pull here. That's okay. Okay. So now I have the stencil on there. Now I have essentially the format that I need to start creating this image, pushing and pulling, changing some colors, and playing around with it from the standpoint of the mixed media piece that I want to make. Hope you enjoyed that. Part 5 will be on color theory, how I choose the color that I'm going to use, as well as we're going to talk a little bit about ukiyo-e prints. I'd really appreciate a like and subscribing to my channel, as well as if you would like to support me, you can do that on Patreon. I often post on Instagram my artwork as well as bonsai work. But I'd like to leave you with the idea that art is a journey. It's important to enjoy the process.